to sign back into Reddit for some reason. I don't know. Sweet. For some reason, I'm stuck on the new Reddit now, and it's annoying. So, scrolling back up a little bit to Drisse, who is... Or is it Dresse or Drisse? You were asking about how hard Dwarf Fortress is to learn. Realistically, it took me... I started playing consistently 4 months ago. So I'm a baby in Dwarf Fortress terms. But, like... I've been aware of Dwarf Fortress and been gently prodding Dwarf Fortress since about 09. I would hear somebody talk about it, I'd install it, I'd make it through the install process, I'd set it up with a tile set, and I'd generate a world, and then I'd putz around in that world for... I'd try and start 1 or 2 forts, get confused, get frustrated, then I would back out, go to adventure mode, hop around as a goblin for a bit and then die and then get bored and uninstall it. And I would do that constantly. And it was always just like, well... Oh, you just played through the tutorial. It's literally, like, here's the easiest way to describe that, Zen. That game is top-down, turn-based XCOM Doom. But yeah, no. This game's not as bad as I think a lot of people claim it is. And you can blame games journalists for making it into the most mythically terrifying game to learn of all time. All right, welcome to our fort. That's it. Well, most of it. I probably need more stockpiles. I've got, like, actually what I really need is more bins. So we should probably just, like, hack down. Oh, you know what? I should make this my top screen. Iron bin. 50. Let's make 50 iron bins. Holy shit. We're making a lot of stuff. So currently we're making rock slabs because I need to immortalize some ghosts. We're making charcoal, rock blocks. We're smelting magnetite ore. We're using the charcoal, making iron. We're making rock mechanisms. I can't actually remember why I'm making rock mechanisms. I need to look into that. We're constructing beds. We're making iron bins. Oh, I'm already making iron bins. I should stop making those iron bins. Remove. We are making cloth socks, cloth leather mittens, iron caps, leather cloaks, mail shirts. We're brewing drinks, as we should, because we're good dwarves, and we're forging iron bookcases. So that's what we're doing. That is the list of stuffs that we are doing currently. If we pan around a little bit, that's our pile of crap. Pile of stuff. We are in a really lucky spot, i.e., we are in the most iron-rich spot I've ever settled. There's just iron everywhere. We have this moat, which is frozen the majority of the year because we're halfway up a mountain. I don't really care about the fact that's frozen most of the year. I did it mostly for fun. I just wanted to be in a lake of ice because thematically that's kind of cool. If I zoom out or pop up a couple Z levels, you can kind of see the mountain peak right there. If you don't know what you're looking at in Dwarf Fortress, please tell me, and we can kind of go through the basics of what you're looking at. But simply put, little farming area down here where we are farming our mushrooms. Actually, I think this is all like above ground stuff. What am I farming here? It's like kind of a greenhouse area. Okay, so yeah, no, we're farming like above ground plants, and then down here we are farming our plump helmets, just underground. So if I pop up a few Z levels, we are slowly working on actually making this into a area that is defensible, which is kind of the current work that we're working on. Yeah, it's literally XCOM in the 20s, and I'm super duper okay with that. Apparently, it's got like a really big city, not city building, but like empire building aspect to it. Hence the name. Zen. Up here, outside, with clear glass or clear gem windows, is our prison. So problem dwarves are getting chucked up here. Cook!
Dwarf, Fort Time Girls and Bois.
Thanks for the 100 bits. Cheers, dude. Up here on the top, we have a dwarf that's been put in prison for, I want to say, disorderly conduct. Like snapping and then running around and punching a couple people. No murder, though. Luckily. You have a feeling you're going to be terrible? Do you think people would like watching it, Zen? Because that's like the thing that the developer for that game asked me the most, is do you think people would like watching it? Because I personally think so, but I'm curious to know what your opinion is. Like, is that something you would stream? Like, I know I will, but I'm nuts. Jurls. Dwarf Fort Time Jurls and Boys. But seriously, Cook, thanks for the 100 bits. Thanks for the $1. Goes a long way, dude. We're going to be throwing down... Well, actually, I'm going to be hacking down some of these trees. Because I do have wood up top, but, like, that's not much. So I think that's one of the first things I'm going to do, actually. I'm going to go up top here, and we're going to cut some of these. Because there's a lot of freaking trees up here. Like, seriously, look at how many trees. Considering we're, like, alpine, it's a lot of trees. Also, by the way, we are listening to the sounds of Ben Prunty, and the album is called Color Sky. This album is actually 50% off on his Bandcamp right now. So I'm just gonna link this, just so that credit is due. Because I don't actually have direct permission to listen to this, but just go pick that up. It's been so long since you played. When did you last play, if you don't mind me asking? It's really funny because, like I was saying earlier that $1.50 from Zenfrox. Says, I can't do bits in Ecuador, but here. Good streamer. Thanks, man. Yeah, I don't really buy bits out here in Canada just because of the exchange rate. It's way too expensive. It's just not worth it. When it was new years ago, so like back when it was 2D Fortress Stragon. Don't know hype. Cheers, man. But yeah, so up here we have, you know, military training. Our military is not bad. Like, there's 19 of them. Considering we have 150 dwarves, that's not much though. Okay, wow. Yeah, no, that's way before me. Straight up, that is way before me. Because I didn't start playing this until like I was just saying very recently. So essentially where we're at right now is we just need to get this fort set up in such a way. Is this dwarf mine or is this dwarf just here? This dwarf is mine. What are you so upset about? Self-pity after lack? You have decent meals, so go get decent meals. Being unable to practice a craft, eh? You're being unable to practice a craft. Well, let's give you a craft then. So for reference, if you haven't seen my streams before, I'm not using DF Hack, and I'm also not using Dwarf Therapist, so we are kind of at the mercy of my insanity. And that's kind of how I like it. Just chuck you on a couple different crafts. Bone carving, sure. That should be fine. And let's also put you on stone detailing. Oopsies, not masonry. That one. I mean, Empire of Sin was only announced during E3, so we haven't seen much of it. Animos Chocobo, just for reference, like, we haven't. More people than ever are still playing it. The Steam release is soon TM, right? so we don't know. It's after the next update. So Toadie's going to do the next update, and then he's going to start working on the Steam release. So because he tends to update the game once every 6 to 8 months, that'll be done when it's done. But he actually has help on this one, so who knows? Who really knows, right? For me personally, I don't really care. He can put it out whenever he wants. I will just be over here streaming, and hopefully people enjoy it. Because this, for me, this game is kind of like my day off, oddly enough. Because I stream full-time, right? So I'm here 7 days a week, and I play a lot of RimWorld. I play a lot of similar styled games, so for me, it was just kind of a matter of time before eventually I just say screw it and start playing Dwarf Fortress. And it was kind of a combination of that and just people bugging me to try it and actually like get into it. So, I mean, you can do that. He has his Patreon already. If you want to give him $1 a month, you can do that very easily. The nice thing was their Patreon got a huge spike around the same time. The nice thing is, what are you trying to do? Weave? Oh, shit. No. Oh. I'm trying to remember the. Don't auto loom thread. There you go. That'll fix that. Yeah, no, they have their Patreon, so if you want to like support Toadie and their efforts, probably the best way to do that would be this. But yeah, no, they went from roughly $5,000 a month on that Patreon up to 7 when the Steam version was announced, so they got a nice hefty bump. So today, we want to get this entryway set up as an actual defensive system, because we haven't actually fought anything yet. Like, nothing really has attacked us. We've had a couple kobolds show up, but nothing remotely threatening outside of that. So, that's all I have to say. What just happened? Oh, right, yes. A dwarf has become a mysterious construction. So we were working on this last week, but I had to go. So we had a dwarf that was, you know, in a strange mood, and so that's done now, which is lovely. So they will create an artifact now. Something I should mention as well, I do stream Dwarf Fortress every weekend, so every Saturday and Sunday I stream Dwarf Fortress for about 4 to 6 hours. I try and keep these streams shorter than the rest of my streams. If you look at my weekday streams, you'll notice they're like 9 to 12 hours a day. Weekends, I try and keep it between 4 and 6. So I can actually have some semblance of a human life. And you did for people who donated via Penny. Oh, really? You do? Oh, that's awesome, actually. Yeah, no, back when this game started up, I was, you know, very much in the, I play games that my friends are playing, and if my friends weren't playing them, I wouldn't play them. But eventually I grew up and kind of said, screw this noise. I'm just going to do what I want. Which, in my opinion, actually is like the proper way to do it. Okay, so I'm going to make a little secondary entrance. This is also going to have a set of stairs that kind of go down to the main fort. And this is going to be completely blockable. And it's also going to have a little tunnel that goes this way over to the tavern. So this is going to kind of be like an access hallway almost. Although, if I do it like this, it's going to be way too not awkward looking. So I have this borderline obsession with making all of my forts look organic and natural instead of looking like they were built out of IKEA furniture. So I don't like it when my forts look like, how do I explain this? Boxes. So I try and make everything look kind of natural and organic. So I intentionally make things not symmetrical. purely so that I enjoy looking at them. Is one of my biggest goals. I love how, like, the last 3 lines of text are all just my bots kind of going off at once. Frog Tips goes off, my bot goes off, and Chad Tips goes off. It's kind of funny. We're also slaughtering all of our pets right now. But so the big goal for this fort is I want to kind of hollow the top of this mountain out and make it into a very large temple. Bot spamming pretty much. That's actually kind of my concern. It's one of the reasons why I think Chad Tips is funny, but I don't know if I'll keep it. So I kind of want to have a large staircase here. Well, a staircase kind of going up to this level. And I want to hollow this mountain out and make it into a very large temple. To the Temple of Fortresses. Or to the God of Fortresses. Because one of our gods here is called the Armored Sanctum. And I think it's fitting to carve a giant fountain. What embark size did I choose? 7. 7 dwarves. You know, it's probably not great that we're running over our refuse pile. But, you know, we need to get the wood from somewhere, so... Probably should chop the wood on the lower half. It is what it is. Wowee, look at all them sprites. But you're about to say, wowee, look at the wall of text. That's what you're about to say, Misk. Probably should have looked at the name of that. It was over here, right? There it is. Tamiric! Look, it's a hobo. Thanks, hobo. I like how you're on reddit.old. When I go to reddit.old now, it auto redirects to new Reddit, which bugs me. This is a dolomite grate. Oh, hey, you made a grate. I don't know what I can use a grate for, but that's pretty great. Our craftware ship is of the highest quality. It is encircled with bands of sheep leather and cushion-cut white opals. This object is adorned with hanging rings of alpaca wool and white opal, and it menaces with spikes of dolomite and dog bone. On the item is an image of a tea tree in sheep's leather. On the item is an image of 2 flasks in sheep bone. The fuck, new Reddit? Oh, what, fuck new Reddit? Here's the thing. There's some features about new Reddit that I actually really, really, really like. Some features. But most of the features about new Reddit, I really, really hate. It's also loads way slower, so fuck that. Also, free demo for video game, go get it. Ruck fed it? I agree. Yes, that. Ruck fed it is the correct thing. It's actually decently valuable. 58,000, considering it's a grate. Cool. How are we doing, Stealthy? I'm doing all right. I'm enjoying the Dwarf forts. We actually have iron, which is like a weird novelty to me because I never have iron. So it's nice having wood in my fort. But who's lost? 'Cause I'm sure there's at least one person here who has no idea what they're looking at. Too bad it's not a hatch. Yeah, I had a artifact door in a previous fort, which was beautiful. Wait, what? Czech has been found dead? Hold on, what? The hell happened? Just 2 dwarves were found dead? Huh? What the fuck happened? Yeah, you need DF hack to do that. Financial injection, and I don't have DF hack, so I'm not the person to ask. Czech and Momo's was found dead. And we seem to have no idea what happened. Because there's no combat reports. They were just suddenly found dead. Huh. Alright. I mean, that's not cool. But I guess that's the life that we live in. Let's go down to the mausoleum and make sure that I have... Let's just allow. Yeah, you're good. Use for burial. 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 Just allowing all these coffins that I've input. I don't care if they put pets down here. I really don't. You haven't played in like a year, fair enough. Yeah, That's very strange, man. Also, looks like we have a thief. Where are you? Ah, gotcha. Right here. There's a cobalt. It's a named cobalt. Let's follow this named cobalt, this K right here. He's trying to steal stuff. Now he's asking for it, right? It's like it's a cobalt that we know the name of. Looks like he's piecing out pretty quick too. Also looks like our dwarves are grieving. We need to pop into Lami's head for a second. I think that might be Czech's wife. Well, we're gonna cancel that order. No, that's a Dolomite throne. So let's find that dwarf Lami. What was your job? Maybe I'll give you a nickname. I'm actually like mildly disturbed. I have no idea what killed those dwarves. They just suddenly appeared dead. Like, we've had other dwarves die. We've had injuries but it's always been bloody obvious about what killed them. I haven't had any dwarves just like show up dead. I probably just flew past this dwarf. What the heck are you? No. If it was a vampire, they'd be, maybe old age. They weren't that old, though. Let's see if they're still up there. They weren't that old, though. That's the thing. Maybe is it possible for them to be killed by the cold? I don't know. Oh, there's one of them. Is there a way to check that? No, yeah, no. If it was a vampire, it'd say they were drained of blood, and they weren't. It was just these two suddenly found dead. They weren't fighting. There's no fights in the reports. Two dwarves randomly found dead outside. They weren't fighting, so... Also, apparently we have a mandate. Oh, right, yeah, I need to make ballista parts. Forgot about that. Anyway, they're getting buried, so there's that. Just gonna look for this dwarf again. They might be a visitor, though. It's possible, I guess. Yeah, I don't see the name around here. No idea. I love how I have both peddlers and peasants. Okay, haulers. Yeah, but like, I mean, it's possible that they died a while ago and they were just found. Hold on, let's see, maybe. I mean, I don't see any of their names. Nah, no idea. Whatever. I mean, I'm sure it's not the, like, they're not the biggest dwarves, so it's not a huge problem that we've lost them, but interesting. Interesting. I don't know. I don't know. It's a little odd. Also, Don Barrand, I saw you pop in a little earlier. I hope you're doing well today. Sorry if I just surfed right over you. Today's one of those days where I'm just having a little bit of a hard time reading chat. I don't know why. Happens sometimes. All right, let's queue up some stuff. Because something I would like to do. Let's make us a downstair. Or actually, no, not that. D... Let's just do downstairs. Okay, so... I want to say that's right there. Yep. Sure, we'll just make you out of dolomite. Cool. So in theory, they should be able to dig up into that layer and look on these. Yeah, that's probably what we'll do. It's the sand. It's not a bad idea. Also looks like we spent too long outside. Everybody's puking. Everybody's upset. Holy shit, did you actually haul that dead cat? No. So this dead cat's been here for like a bazillion years, and I have genuinely no idea why it's still there. I've told them to dump it. I've told them to bury it. They just seem to have no interest. It was like one of the first things to die in this fort. This cat just fell down there and died. Genuinely no idea why it's still there. It must be someone's pet cat, but I've also like assigned a grave to it and everything. I've restarted like dozens of times because I started this fort 3 weeks ago. So I'm pretty sure that's not the problem. That or it's just bugged, which is most likely the problem. Why's my phone going off? Because my phone provider is texting me. Can you stop, please? But let's just pop down to a crafting table. I got a few things I need to engrave anyway, so. Add new tasks. Alt-S. Let's see what we can do. Wait, no. Q. That's a mason's workshop, not a craft dwarf shop, you dummy. Where did my craft dwarf shop go? Is it up here? There it is. Yeah, I've got a few dwarves that are not memorialized. One got, like, completely crushed, so... I had two that I wanted to get done, but we can... Yeah, there we go. So we should be good with those ones. And Humble has them on sale. Really? I've heard so many good things about those games. No ammunition. Let's go unforbid some ammunition. I should really just make more iron bolts. Check that on the list of things that needs to get stuns. Impale, what's up? It's good to see you. You know, I might just build a little bridge and Adam smash that cat. I might just do that. That might just be what we end up doing. There we go. So that'll make that bridge raise in the correct direction. Quartz is fine. Granite, we'll do granite. Granite works. But how's things in palification? I think investments are open, by the way. Just an FYI. Also, Foos, it's good to see you. Let's also check in with our... Okay. Menacing Iron Spikes are still completely... still haven't even been started, which is fine. Male skirts are getting done. Leather cloaks need to get started. I think we're actually just, like, waiting on thread right now. Also, I only have one clothes shop, so that's probably why those are taking so long. That's getting done good. That's getting worked on good. Getting worked on good. Charcoal is gonna need to be restarted soon, I think. $8.99? Fuck. You have an extra key? Are you going to use that extra key? Hey, Mets. You're watching some of the VODs? I'm glad. I'm really happy people actually watch those VODs. Like, it's not a lot of people, but compared to, like, even my VODs on Twitch, a lot of people watch the Dwarf Fortress VODs. It's like, enough people watch them that it's more than worth continuing to upload them, so... It's like, my YouTube channel is just slowly becoming a VOD repository for Dwarf Fortress and Risk of Rain, and you know what? I'm totally okay with that. Also, speaking of video games, Hobo, if I haven't sent this over to you yet, and just to anybody in general, if you're into old school roguelikes, download that free demo and try it, okay? Download that free demo and try it. I've played that game at every single PAX I've been to, and it's always been really cool. Game's got a lot of potential. And it's coming out into early access soon, and it's one of those games that's like, yeah, I will be playing that, so... I want people to be as excited about it as I am. Not that that's ever going to happen, because it's very rare that people are actually as excited about things as I am, because I'm an obsessive freak, but, you know. There we go. Oh, it was in February 2019 Humble Monthly? Oh. But, I'll take it if you don't want it. Actually, more specifically, I'll give it to my fiance, because I want her to play those games. I figure that she could just put them on easy and just have Yakuza the anime. A literal ton of fish from metals. Your dwarves are fishing, eh? Interesting. So I've been kind of infected by Kyopo that fishing is disgusting. I don't know why. But, oh hey, we hit more magnetite. We hit white opals and magnetite, which is all good stuff. Thanks, Hobo. Cheers, dude. Yeah, I saw it. I saw it. DMs are literally right next to my game. It's almost impossible to miss. Okay. Migrate wave of like 7 fisher dwarfs. Oh, really? They ended up rotting most of the time. Yeah, I've kind of gotten into this habit of just like, when I get a bunch of fisher dwarves, just immediately assigning them to other tasks. Usually crafts. Like, my problem with fisher dwarves isn't that I don't like having fish. I actually really like having fish. My problem with fisher dwarves is they go outside and stand in water and then get eaten whenever a bad creature shows up. Like, they're your first line of slaughter when problems arise outside, and that's not good. I don't like it. For getting shells? What do you mean by getting shells exactly? Like as in like seafood shells? Ah, mussels, gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense. I can see that. So I kind of would like to move my tavern elsewhere. Like this is currently my tavern, but I'd kind of like to move it elsewhere. Gotcha. Yeah, no, I know what you mean. Yeah, I have. I don't really like it. I'm much more a fan of Adam. Adam is the roguelike I really like. Adam, Doom RL, I really like, or I really like Doom RL. I've played Diablo RL, but I prefer Doom RL. That poor dwarf is so depressed. Is that the depressed one that's grieving? I think it might be. No, oh, it's just the real messed up shearer. Engish Cognacol has been utterly harrowed by the nightmare that is his tragic life. Yeah, that dwarf's been in depression for a while. That dwarf's dead. But yeah, no, I don't know. I didn't really like Cataclysm. I might try it again at some point, but it's not high on my to-do list. I mean, roguelikes, like traditional roguelikes in general aren't super high on my to-do list, at least as far as streaming goes. Nothing against them. Whoopsies, that's not what I wanted. Why am I putting a stonefall trap there? I'm a derp. Remove building. Here, there we go. Lever, that's what I wanted. What, the dwarf brain? The Llewellyn? I don't mind the whole vein is actually part of the game currently. Oh, really? Are you sure that... Are you positive that that's not... I'm mostly certain that that is... No, that's not a thing. Can confirm, not a thing. That's gotta be a DF hack feature that you're talking about. Financial injection. Brack Diesel, hey, hi, hello. But yeah, no, as far as Cataclysm goes and just like traditional roguelikes go, traditional roguelikes are really hard to convince people to play, and convince people to watch as well, which is one of the reasons. Yeah, okay, so here's the thing, right? Designated in ore and gems, that doesn't really mind the whole thing. Like, yeah, I guess you could automate ore gems and then do this, and it'll only select the ones, but it'll still only select the ones that you can see. It's like it'll only select ore and gems, but you won't mind the whole vein. Is that what you're talking about? Because if that's what you're talking about, yeah, I guess I agree, but it's still not quite vein mining, because with DF hack, you can just push a button and it'll automatically select the entire vein, like all of it, and then the dwarves will just go mine it, which isn't in the game. But you can just select only a specific type of ore, yeah. But I thought you were talking about something else. It's like, no, that's not what that tool does. Anyway. Yeah, as far as roguelikes go, I do enjoy roguelikes. I find them really hard to stream. So they're not super high on my to-do list. I mean, hell, even this game's hard, but this game has a much larger following slash clout of awareness than, say, Cataclysm, or even Adam, or even Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup, or anything like that. And this game is really hard to convince people to watch, even though in my opinion it's way easier to watch than something like Dungeon Crawl Stone Soup. And Ver, it's good to see you. I hope you're doing well. Can select a different mode? What? Yeah, no, I see. Like, right? Like, you're talking about this? Automating orange gems, designating orange gems. Like, automating orange gems, does this... Like, yeah, it won't designate non-or, right? Yeah, see, like, that's not what I'm talking about, though. I thought you were talking about a different feature. I thought you were talking about vein mining, where you push one button and it, like, where I could literally just hit enter twice here and it would just mine all of it. That's what I thought you were talking about, not only selecting orange gems. Like, I see what you mean with only selecting orange gems, but I thought you were talking about something different. So yes, we are in agreement here. This feature is in the game, but that's not the feature I thought you were talking about. I literally just did that, though. So automating orange gems, right? I select one block. I'm gonna set to designating orange gems. Selected one block. Can I ask what the hell's wrong with you before I ban you, Pionaz? So I'm not sure, like, what you're saying, but anyway, I don't want them to mine out the whole thing, so. You have like 10 seconds to tell me what the heck's wrong with you for typing that in and give me a reason for it before I ban you, Pionaz. Yay, more dwarves becoming monster slayers. Also, I'm just gonna pause the game for a second. Fly down below to the deep dark caverns. So I do have access to these caverns, but they're fully blocked, or mostly blocked off. This is something that I currently think is locked up. Yes. And you can get banned forever now. Thanks, Hobo. Wrong answer. I'm not sure what else that person expected, Hobo. Not too good, our friend. Oh, really? I haven't quite understood. I know that feeling, Enver. That happened to me a number of years ago. It was like a good 10 days of just numbness. It took a long time before it sunk in for me. Like a long time. Well, I hope you do okay, Enver, and unfortunately there isn't a huge amount I can do. Aside from maybe give you a dwarf if you'd like one. Please don't be anybody too important. Bone Doctor, oh sweet. Wood Burner. Weaponsmith. We do have a peasant. I don't understand why so many peasants have been showing up, genuinely. Like, this is easily the most peasants I've ever had in a single fort. Could just put you on stone. Like, actually, let's take a peek into your brain. What the heck would you want to do? Maybe I'll throw you in the military. Sad at being separated from a loved one. He's married. He's 41 years old. He's clumsy, very quick to tire, and very weak. Definitely not a military dwarf. He has good creativity, good intellect, and a feel for music, and a way with words. Oh, really? They will select it and mine to see what happens on auto mining. So they'll just automatically mine the rest of it? That's interesting. I don't know. I don't think that's a feature I'd want to use anyway. But it's good to know that it's there. Like limestone, lay pewter, smoky quartz, giant copperhead, snake tooth, gloves, deermen for their grace. The words of the sanctity license. I feel like this dwarf would be a really good tavern keeper. Person considers craft dwarfship to be relatively worthless. Yeah, definitely not a craft dwarf. Yeah, I think this dwarf is gonna go be a tavern keeper. It's gonna go help with the So your name's Cyril? Well, I can't make your weekend better, Anver, but I can give you a dwarf. And you're gonna be chucked into the tavern. Locations, the Mighty Meal, which, by the way, is literally the best name I've ever had for a tavern in the history of ever. Hey, Don Barend, welcome back. Real questions, where the heck's your dwarf at? Probably all the way down at the bottom. There you are. All right, now the next thing I need to do is I need to give you... We'll just put you on cleaning and lever ops. And because I want you serving drinks, maybe I'll put you on burial as well, just in case. Yeah, and then you'll feed recovering patients. You believe you do? I believe you do as well. But let's see. If you don't, I can give you one right now. Looks like you don't. Do you have preference on kind of dwarf? Mats. And streaming Netflix all at the same time. Oh, gotcha. You had to turn off the Wi-Fi? No, I don't use Dwarf for Therapist. I'll say Sam. I don't use Dwarf Therapies. You do have a wrestler? Where? I totally missed that. It's also weird that you're a wrestler. Well, maybe... Hold on. I think I know why I missed it. Yeah, that would be why. It's because you're at the very top of the menu. He's interested in finds. He's bored after being being unable to practice a craft for too long. You've been all right. Weak and very quick to tire. Well, you probably shouldn't be a wrestler. Yeah, that's why I missed this, because you're at the very top of the page. I'm actually gonna take you out of the military. Which one are you in? Yeah, I'm gonna take you out of the military. You can go do other things. We've got a couple really sad dwarves in here. C'est la vie. Dwarfy Mall did not die. I don't think you did. Yeah, no, you definitely didn't. You are a bookkeeper. In fact, you feel satisfied at work. and he felt euphoric due to inebriation. He's romantically involved with Skade. Wasn't that cute? He's 82 years old, very strong and rarely sick, but is quite clumsy and very quick to tire. Now, Dwarfy Mull is very much okay as our bookkeeper. In fact, you have your own office. This game is, oh goodness, that is a lot of text, the video game. I could show you more text. That's actually not that bad. It's a pretty short page. Cool, we're making more charcoal, still making blocks, still smelting ore, still making mechanisms, still making beds, still making iron bins, working on those iron caps, working on the skirts. We forged 2 spikes. We got a long way to go. You are definitely a keeper. All right, let's pop back up and look back over here. Looks like all of our new arrivals are in. How many dwarves are we at now? 155. 5 came in on that last crew right there. Just gonna take a peek at some of my peasants. But he is flimsy. He's married. He personally believes that chaos and disorder are the truest experiences of life and would disrupt harmony whenever it is found, whenever he finds himself. Somewhat disgusted with eloquent speakers and lacks any respect for family and does not care about friendship. He dreams of mastering a skill. Well, if you are as horrible a person as I feel like you are, we're gonna throw you in the military. You... G... W? No, I... P... It is P. Put you in the military. There you go. Has fun, Dwarf. And, let's pop into some others. We're gonna go pick up equipment. Have fun. You... Dang. It's best to slow down and just relax. You are married. They'll get really buff if they're just hauling things right. I mean, they don't need to be buff necessarily. I'll make your dwarves real slow. That's fine. I got more iron than anything else. And I want my metal workers to get good at working with metal. So we're making bins, we're making spikes, because I have a ludicrous amount of iron. She personally believes that introspection is important, does not particularly value the truth. Claims making a great work of art. 34 years old. You don't seem particularly useful. But yeah, generally they don't really have that far to go to haul stuff. I don't really care, quite frankly. Plus, I can just sell them all. So, it is what it ever. Their bodies are made from it. Define bodies. Alright. I need some doors. You know, I'm kind of tempted to cancel those bins and make iron doors. Nah, we'll make rock doors. Make 60 rock doors. 'Cause I need doors for down here. Could also just make iron furniture. You heard me, animal. Yep. No, it's actually quite easy to decipher those walls of text, Metsus, once you know what is in the walls of text. I mean, It's Raining Men and It Let the Bodies Hit the Floor are actually the exact same song, just in a drastically different situation. It's proven. Also, on that note, I went on a ride at the fair last week. Oh, that's why. One time we went on it, they played Let the Bodies Hit the Floor. The second time we went on it, they played It's Raining Men, so that's why that comment was made. And then we walked past it a little while later and they were playing the Sailor Moon theme. So whoever was like running the song selection on that ride was having a ball. But yeah, no, in general, when I played this game, I don't really care about making things perfect. I more just care about setting things up for disaster. So as long as I'm setting things up for disaster, I don't really care. All right, let's place some slabs. I'll bet you those are done at this point. I'll bet you they are. Yeah, it looks like at least 4 of them are done. So, sweet. Okay, so Alt-S. Memorial. Alt-S. X Memorial, Alt-S, X, Final Memorial. Fleck, thank you very much for the 24 months!
Oh boy, 2 years. What a time it's been. Here's to 2 more.
Really? That's a long time. I don't know if you want to promise that. Who knows, I might go batshit nuts and, like, run around outside with no clothes on before then, and then that video will leak onto the internet, and then I will be the biggest laughing stock since Dr. Disrespect walking into a public bathroom with a camera. But no, seriously, thank you very much for the 24 months. I'll sub with tier 3. I mean, then you get a sound command. That's up to you, man. But seriously, thank you very much for those subscriptions. I owe you 5 push-ups or 5 sit-ups. If it was a tier 3, I'd owe you 15, but I still owe you 5 push-ups or 5 sit-ups, so please let me know which you prefer. Runner's choice? We'll just do push-ups, they're faster. 10 seconds. I actually forgot to mute my microphone. And then I clicked on the wrong scene. Now I clicked on the right scene. All right, so let's see. Which memorial is which? How do I view these? Is it Q? Guess I should make that a memorial hall. It's a kind of a small memorial hall, but you know, I might actually carve out a little bit more space in this one. Because I kind of want this to be like all over the place and kind of messy. So we'll carve out another room back here. And this can just be for memorials. Maybe chuck a statue or 2 back here as well. But yeah, no, thank you so much, seriously, for the support over the years. And thanks for sticking with me, because this stream has changed several times quite a bit. Let's unsuspend that. Let's also unsuspend that. So what the heck's wrong with you up here? So you're pretty upset. Oh, I know why, yeah. Oh, wow, you're actually not in depression anymore. That's interesting. So this dwarf was like in absolute, utter, total depression. Right? I like this. He felt satisfied while crying on somebody in charge. I don't think I've ever seen that. He felt satisfied while yelling at somebody in charge, and then felt satisfied crying on somebody in charge. Oh, this poor dwarf. Man. Yeah, no, this dwarf has been through a lot. Also his nose is mangled beyond recognition. He's basically unbreakable, but his mental wit is, like, dead. Ah. Okay, fair enough. He personally hates those who wield power over others, due to seeing Skade's dead body. So Skade was one of the first dwarves to die. Also happens to be Dwarfimal's ex-wife, I guess. And it completely fucked this dwarf up. He's unfocused by unmet needs. Self-pity after being unable to acquire something too long, and he felt dejected after lack of decent meals. We do have decent meals, plenty of them. Was annoyed after suffering a minor injury. Skin is pretty colorful. There is colors everywhere. It really is. I mean, you could make it like even significantly more color vomit-y, if that is what you want. I mean, I could make the colors significantly more, like, eye vomit-y, but I'd prefer not to. Like, if I just wanted to make it a mess of color vomit, I absolutely could. Don't lie to me, game. We absolutely have plump helmets. Just stop trying to go for the same seat as another dwarf, you silly dwarf. Multiple dwarves are trying to pull the same thing. Really? Oh. Ote Bald Socket. Who the heck are you? That's the question. Who the heck is Ote Bald Socket? There's a human scholar named Ote. Is it that one? Or is it somebody over here? Who the heck are you? And why do you want to live here? Catan. There's a bunch of badgers running around on the surface. It's definitely possible, Elsie. So, there's a human scholar with that name who's in the right place to be asking. But how come they have a different name elsewhere? Human scholar? We're at war with humans. His hair is extremely long, he has a very clear voice, his chestnut eyes are deeply sunken, and his nose is hooked. His hair is gray with some white, and his skin is dark peach. Well, it's gotta be a human, because he was in the mayor's office asking for one as a translation. Okay. I don't know. I don't really want humans living in my fort, so. Go away. Also, next thing I need to do after I get all this stuff engraved is I'm going to set this off so that it's sealable. Okay, let's drop down to here. Go over to this, go to this lever, which I haven't done yet. Add new task. Oops, nope. Link up to bridge. Not that one, not that one. Not that one, because that one's already linked. So bridge down here. Huh. Apparently I built a bridge down there. There we go. Let's get those iron mechanisms set up. Begone, tall one. I don't know how humans can see in dwarven forts, though. It's always kind of confused me a little bit. I'm gonna be honest, this tavern's getting a little bit full. Let's give Unver, well, might need some more long-term residence beds, actually. Although, there's not that much wrong with having super cramped, tight sleeping areas, or tavern, rather. Hats with lamps. Lots of plump helmet spawn is needed. Am I actually out of plump helmet spawn? You fucking with me, game. 167 plump helmet spawn. I'm gonna call BS. Convinced they're just going for the same one. Oh, hold on. Actually, I think I might know the problem. Yeah, I know the problem. It should hopefully get sorted. But there's one other possible thing I can do. Don't cook plump helmets. Just don't do it. Just brew plump helmets. I think that's the problem, is plump helmet spawn is getting put in the wrong stockpiles. It's also possible that plump helmet spawn might be getting put in here. I thought Yeah, no, seeds are turned off there. Seeds are also turned off there. Seeds are also turned off there, so they shouldn't be getting put in there. But you never know. Or maybe they just, maybe they just carry candles everywhere. It's possible they're just constantly walking around with candles. That all of the dwarves are just walking around with candles. Can't smooth that for whatever reason or another. So in theory, that gate should be linked up. So that lowest one, okay, so do these all have names? Front tunnel. Upper floodgate, okay, so this has to be lower gate. Because it's been pulled. Actually, you know what? Instead of that, let's call this Cavern 1. Then you... Okay, you still need to be linked. But we're gonna call you... Tavern Gate. So Tavern Gate is this side, the direct line to the tavern. So why exactly are my mechanics not, you know, doing their mechanic stuff? On their heads? Yeah, I mean, that is kind of a funny mental image, but I like the idea of them walking around with candles. But you'd think wax workers would be much more common in that case. Also, I should probably make a siege workshop right quick. Although I don't actually know if I have a siege engineer, so I guess we're gonna find out real quick, won't we? Also looks like we have plenty of beds again, so let's see. Do I have more beds I can chuck down here? Not really, but I can probably set all these up as bedrooms. Although they seem to use them as bedrooms, even if they aren't set up as bedrooms. I guess they just don't claim them. Because there's definitely dwarves sleeping in these beds. Interesting. They're not even labeled as free beds, but they're using them. There's a wooden door down here. What is this madness? So how's everybody's weekend been? Anybody doing anything cool over the weekend? Apparently somehow I managed to build a single tile of a granite bridge. Not actually sure how I pulled that off, but must have just hit the wrong hotkey. Must have just hit the wrong hotkey. Oh well. You went and took a nap, I guess? Oh, really? I went to local theme park, went on the wooden roller coaster once, and I was happy. That's all I needed. Been on that thing too many times. It's just slow, like, it makes me feel old when I go on the roller coaster now, because I'm just slowly realizing that, oh, these just, like, hurt me. More than anything. Depressed dwarf is stumbling around obliviously again. So that's gonna be the entryway to the big above ground tunnel. At which point I'll put a big staircase going up to here, and then this can just be the very large temple. That's what we're gonna do. I'm gonna build the walls of iron. Not because it's practical, it's literally just because I want to. Yeah, so apparently seeds are getting stored somewhere else. I'm not sure where. I'm gonna be honest. I'm not entirely certain where. Not there. So I have no idea. So did you have a good time then, Vlek? Cause that stuff's fun. The day that I went to the amusement park was on employee day because my fiance works there. And I think they had everything set to be faster than normal. Most fun you've had in a long time. I think they had everything set to be faster than normal because all the flat rides were just going way faster than they normally do. Here's the thing, right, Impale? I have fun at, like, thrill parks. I don't have fun at amusement parks. I really, really don't. They just do something wrong. I can't really explain it. I don't have fun. Okay, there's no access to that? Perfect. That's actually what I want. You know what? We're just gonna cancel that. Instead, I'm just gonna put 2 blocks down there. That's fine. Instead of having to, like, build a spot to stand on and then delete it, we'll just do that. It's easier. So they can still totally get across on this side. I think that the key to going to parks like that, though, is just go with people that you actually like spending time with. Like every time we have our local crappy theme park in Vancouver, which I've taken Hobo to, which has a good roller coaster, and another roller coaster which is nowhere near as good, which has one claim to fame, and that's it. It's the roller coaster from Final Destination, which they're selling because they don't want to maintain it anymore. If I understand their messaging correctly, it's expensive to maintain and it's old. So they're trying to sell it as like an artifact from film. So they're selling it for a lot of money. So if you want to buy a roller coaster, maybe you have an opportunity. But at the same time, it's like, who actually cares? So, but they still have the good one, which is all that really matters. At some point, dwarves will show up. Looks like we got the wall pieces in already, which is nice. July 1st, yeah. Well, I hope you have fun. I don't know, I have a really hard time getting super excited for any of that stuff. I think, talked about this a little bit yesterday, but I think that streaming the games that I did for so long kind of, maybe, I think ruined it for me is the wrong word to use, but it certainly made it harder for me to get excited for that stuff. Certainly made it a lot harder for me to get excited for that stuff. Bunch of my idlers are about to go away because they're all gonna be hauling wood. Okay, we've got lots of drink, lots of meat, lots of plant, plenty of other. No idea what the other is. I know we have at least a little bit of soap. So there is that. So even though we ran out of stuff to make soap pretty quick, we do have quite a bit of soap. So I can still get up to this upper level. It's actually kind of neat. So last time I chopped down trees on an upper level like this, some branches fell down a Z level and killed a dwarf. So we'll see if that happens again. Hey, Catmaid, what's up? Welcome to Dwarf Fort. Watching the little dwarves run around and do their things. If you know what you're looking at in Dwarf Fortress, it's a fascinating anthill of beauty and madness. If you don't know what you're looking at, a scholar has been found dead. If you don't know what you're looking at, then it's simply fireworks. No, actually, like, where is the scholar? Oh. Well, apparently a scholar was found dead. Not sure where his corpse is. Hopefully he gets buried. I do have plenty of free coffins, so. If it's one of mine, they'll bury him. If it's not one of mine, they'll chuck the corpse on the pile, and then we'll move on with our life. Yep, that was the title of my stream yesterday, and you were watching yesterday, so. And yes, much excite. And much excite. Also, since you like roguelikes, I got a thing for you, Catmaid. Go download this demo. Free demo. If you like ASCII roguelikes, or just roguelike, traditional roguelikes in general, go download that free demo. Because that's for a traditional roguelike that I am excited for. Reading is for losers. This game's all about reading. I personally find it very hard to read because it gives me eye strain quickly, but this game is refreshing. You're still trying to get it to work in Ubuntu? You should let the developer know that on the Discord. They might have some ideas. They're very, very, very quick to respond. Especially on their Discord. In fact, I think they're working right now. So, okay, how come I can't remove that ramp? That's upsetting. I want to remove that one down ramp. Taking out trees and stuff, watching blocks fall. C, not a K. Or just a different language. It's no different than any other game, really. You just need to look at it long enough and get a little bit used to it. It's a matter of effort more than anything, if you're not willing to put the effort in. And yeah, you'll never get into them. But they are no easier or harder than any other type of game. So I guess I can't get rid of that on the side there. It's a little bit upsetting. Well. But I'll say this. I was one of those people for a long time, and then I just put the effort in. Although the first ASCII game I played wasn't actually this. The first ASCII game I got into was good old fucking fashioned Rogue. That was the first ASCII game I got into. It's a lot simpler when you're only focusing on one character. Another game that I always recommend to people who are like, I can't get into ASCII games. I'm like, well, try playing Brogue. Rogue with a B. Because that game makes ASCII very approachable. Because they actually are not that hard. I think a lot of people kind of overhype it a little bit and kind of make it sound way worse than it actually is, because it's genuinely not that bad. It's really, really, really not. Fudge it. Let's throw you in. Get a peasant in there. I mean, think about it this way, right? Everybody looks at them like, oh, it's just a bunch of letters and numbers running around. It's like, no, really. They just have simpler sprites, right? Like, that's a cat. Clearly, that's a cat right there. There's a cat running this way, and we're going to watch this cat for a little bit. It's going to run down here. It's going to go do cat things. It might go catch some small animals. Looks like it's standing right next to that dwarf, maybe nuzzling the dwarf or something. It's playing around in the farm fields in the greenhouse. Mostly because you had a tile set. I'm using a tile set right now. This actually is not pure ASCII. Dwarves have graphics. Walls have graphics. Barrels have graphics. Beds have graphics. Dwarves have graphics. Doors have graphics, actually, is what I was trying to say. Floor has graphics. So this actually isn't pure ASCII. Yeah, I know, right, Mooney? But being a know-it-all with someone who's having a hard time getting into it is not exactly, you know, a way to help. But I appreciate that. Taken from somebody else who streams this game. Most people who are scared of Dwarf Fortress have simply never tried Dwarf Fortress. But if you like RimWorld and can get into RimWorld, you can play Dwarf Fortress. The one thing that genuinely annoys me, though, is when people say that they don't want to get into Dwarf Fortress because the mouse, or lack of mouse controls, is annoying. It's like, on one hand, I can kind of see that, but it's like riding a bicycle. Once you figure it out, it's like, it's just like anything else. I've got a lot of Spearmasters. It's actually kind of nice. I do have one siege engineer. Can you explain to me, if you're a frickin' siege engineer, why haven't you built the siege? That's probably because it requires architecture, right? Or have you been made? Oh, you haven't made. Make ballista parts, please. Because that's what he wanted. At least I think that's what my mayor wanted. Yes, they want ballista parts. Also feels empathy while being yelled at by an unhappy citizen. Really? I'm seeing all of these moods I've never seen before. That's interesting. I was unaware that your mayor could feel empathy while being yelled at by an unhappy citizen. It's probably just that one dwarf. She still feels satisfied after conducting a meeting. She feels empathy while being cried on by an unhappy. So this is interesting. We have this one dwarf who's just scarred for life, pretty much, after watching a good friend of his die early on in the fort. It's my shearer who's constantly depressed. And it's interesting that this mayor gets happy thoughts because, or like not necessarily happy thoughts, but definitely not negative thoughts. The blue thoughts, empathy. Because that dwarf is really upset. I've never seen that before. Just to share your forts? I mean, people are watching mine, so, I mean, why not? Just post a screenshot or like a rendered screenshot or something somewhere and then also link the silent playthrough. Or just do what Oafsalot does and stream it. Just put some music on in the background. Empathy is a skill? Interesting. I've never seen that before, so that's really neat. But yeah, you could also just do what Oafsalot does, Mooney, and just stream it. Stream silently, like just no commentary, no music. And then export your VODs directly to YouTube. Because you can do that. That's what I do. More channels active in this directory, the better, quite frankly. Kibs and Britches, what's up? Also, it's really easy to stream to Twitch. Just install OBS and, like, capture Dwarf Fortress. It's very, very, very easy to set up. Especially if you're not doing anything fancy like a camera or microphone. Oh, really? Gotcha. What's your upload, if you don't mind me asking? Should probably work on this side. Got the one side done. Yeah, I guess we can get another round of walls. This idea didn't work as well as I'd hoped, sadly. I knew it would take forever, but there's just so many things on the floor that I want to get cleared out. How's your afternoon today, Kibs? Oh, I used all the doors. Smoothing floors after. Sigh, it'll work. Okay, yeah, I get you. No, I understand. I used to have around that level of upload at my old house. Do you live in the middle of nowhere or something, or do you just choose to have cheap internet? Because in the country, like, that was my life. So I understand that. Needed some laundry. Hey, it's a good way to live. It's the weekend. Don't do anything. Doing things on the weekend should be sacrilegious. Just wait until these dwarves run away with these beds. Country, yeah, I gotcha. Yeah, I grew up in this far enough away from the main, from a small town that I had to. Our internet was awful. I don't know if you've heard me tell this story before, but it took me... The best story I have about my bad internet growing up was it took me 4 weeks to download Battlefield 4. At least it might have been 3, actually. I don't know. There's too many Battlefields. I need to look what year Battlefield 4 came out. It was either 3 or 4. It might have been 3 complete. But anyway. Yep. No, we had more blackberries and plums than we would ever eat. Plums, blackberries, and apples were the thing that we had way too much of. We're just gonna build a ramp up here. Wait until a dwarf builds that, and then we'll throw roofs on all these. Sounds like your dwarves, i.e. will have more blackberries than we'll ever eat. You don't like peaches, really? Oh, I love peaches. I'd be totally down for that peach life. My fiance is not too fond of peaches. She likes peeled peaches, so if I peel the skin off and slice them, she likes them. Otherwise, she doesn't eat them. You have almost 1,000 cherries. To be fair, cherries are pretty small. Like, it wouldn't be that hard. Like, you could probably fit, like, 10,000 cherries in a small Rubbermaid container. I don't actually know what I need for ballista parts, but... Too sweet? Fair enough. I actually had a peach beer that I loved. It was a peach ghost pepper gosa. So, it was a peach spicy gosa beer, which was actually kind of incredible. Maybe one of the best sours I've ever had. I want to say we had a small cherry tree. I don't know if it ever did that well when I grew up. But we had blackberries, raspberries, strawberries, cherries, figs, plums, apples, pumpkins, like every year. Also, my mom grew these massive sunflowers. So we had sunflower seeds. The one real problem that we had, though, is we couldn't really have a full-on vegetable garden because we had bears. The only area that was flat enough to do a proper vegetable garden in the area where I grew up was halfway down the driveway, and you couldn't see it from the house, so you'd have no idea if there'd be a bear in it when you'd go down there. And I've got too many memories of riding my bike home from, I don't know, hanging out with friends or something, and or friend. One friend that lived close enough to bike to his house, and I'd be pushing my bike up this really long gravel driveway, and I'd come around the corner, and there would just be a fucking bear there, and there was just nothing I could do about it. It's like, well, I guess I'm just gonna slowly back up. I don't know what material I made that out of. I kind of want to end up to like find a forgotten beast or something so I can send my military dwarves to go fight it. So I want to see them because I've got like spear masters, kind of a bunch of them. I've got like 13 of them or something. As well as just a bunch of spear dwarves, and they're all pretty heavily armored with full iron, so I'd like to see what they can do. That's downstairs, blind. But yeah, no, now that I live in the city, my life is, you know, no fresh food ever, with the exception of what I can find at the local market. Luckily, my mother has about as much property as you can have living in a city. And she still, you know, has the habits of raising us in the country, so she has all these garden beds alongside of their house. And so whenever I go over there, I get fresh kale and various lettuces, fruits, sometimes tomatoes. Of the self-defense force? Explain. Did you just train every single one of your dwarves to be a wrestler? And then you just, like, activate all your dwarves and they all just become wrestlers? Zalasaur, good afternoon. How are we doing? So we slowly get all these blocks put away. And pinning them down. I took out a giant with 8 wrestlers, okay? Like, they literally just jumped on it, capped it at the knees, and punched it for like 5 minutes. It seemed to work pretty well. Like, I'm not gonna swear by wrestlers or anything, but it worked. I mean, I've got... Uh-oh. The mayor's mandated new stuff. Oh, you want me to make 2 ballista parts? I don't know how ballista parts work. I'm gonna be honest with you. No idea how this siege stuff works. Just doing it in there and seeing if it gets done. But yeah, no, I have these 2 pretty freaking good squads that I'm quite happy with. Yeah, I have 6 Spearmasters, 4 Spear Dwarves, 2 Axe Lords, 1 Axe Dwarf, 3 Wrestlers, 2 Recruits. I mean, there's worse things they could get demonstrations on. Better still, they're all in good moods, considering they've been training for several years straight. They have been sent out, like they've been able to go out and do stuff too, so they're not just sitting there. Which I think is probably helping. Also, it seems like getting the dwarves to run through this hallway is faster. Pretty happy about that. Alright, so since... What? Report crime. What's the crime? Oh. Well, apparently Animal's been convicted with disorderly conduct. Great. Okay. There's a furnace operator who was injured. A bunch of witnesses. 5 witnesses. Okay. We're gonna convict some people. I don't know. I like the military stuff. I think it's neat watching them train. Also, it's like weirdly hypnotizing watching dwarves dance. It's so easy to imagine what they're actually doing. There they go. guess someone's gonna go get chucked in prison. I do have a hammerer running around. They're all reporting. They're all reporting a crime to this dwarf. All right. Captain of the guard, who's currently sleeping. Like, this Congo line of dwarves just comes piling in to report a crime. That is funny. That is just amusing. All right, so we did dig all the way down to this. We ran around and killed a bunch of troglodytes for a bit. We have it sealed off. There's nothing interesting down here. We have no reason to go down here right now. In future, we could quite easily expand out in here if we need somewhere to grow. That's the one nice thing, is there is mud everywhere down here. So if for some reason we lose access to the surface, we can go down here and we can grow food, which will be very useful. Also, Animal, I totally missed that. You have a good night, hey? You have a good rest of your day. Enjoy your weekend, man. But we are going to dig a little deeper and see what we can find. Because that's what dwarves do. What else would we be doing if we weren't digging deeper? Can you use the surface for only one thing? What's that? I actually kind of like using the surface, I'm not gonna lie. Or at least having access to the surface. I mean, I'm training my military dwarves on the surface. You shoot corpses out of the fort. Okay. Yeah, no, I'm training my dwarves on the surface to keep them from getting too used to being underground all the time. Which seems to be working oddly well, actually. But that's a hilarious image. Shooting corpses out of the fort. I mean, Juhozal, if he's still around here. I haven't seen him in a while because he's been off Twitch for a bit, but I had a viewer who was launching... Excuse me. Who was launching, trying to attempt getting dwarves into orbit. And actually managed to fire a dwarf off so hard it collided with itself. Whatever that means. I think it's a glitch in the Matrix, quite frankly, but... Like, it hit the top of the map box, skybox, I guess, and collided with itself. Which is... interesting, I guess? Ooh, red zircons. Pretty. Opals. We're only 24 Z levels down. We're not even that deep. Yeah, right? So I kind of want to be able to fight things on the surface. Let's dig a little deeper. See what else we run into. For me, it's very strange for the first cavern that I run into to be muddy. Usually that's the lower ones that are muddy. So I don't know why the upper one would be muddy this time. Does anybody know what causes that? Why a cavern would just be dead and full of mud instead of actually having interesting things in it. Oh yeah, no, none of the dwarves being launched into space. It's random? You sure? Are you sure? Are you sure it's not like a symbol of our impending doom? I think it's just a symbol of our incoming doom. Or at least that's what I choose to believe. Also, seriously, thank you so much to everybody who tunes into these. These Dwarf Fortress streams are some of the hardest streams I do every week. Just keeping interest up wise, I guess. So it's awesome that so many people tune in and so many of you stick around. Like, seriously. I see a lot of people coming back from Dwarf Fortress stream to Dwarf Fortress stream, and there's a lot of people who come to the other streams as well, which means a lot to me. So, and then does some of you go and watch the VODs afterwards? It's some of the hardest streams I do every week, so if you tune in and you enjoy these, that means the world to me. It's like, on one hand, they're kind of my day off where I just kind of don't care, but doing that is not the wisest thing as a streamer, to have days where you just don't care about stats and you just play a game. At the same time, thanks. And to those of you who just want the normal shit will return on Monday. Has a really big viewer base, that's the thing. But here's the problem, right? In order for it to get a bigger viewer base, more people need to watch. That's a lot of it, right? Is the people who already play need to tune in. Okay, let's see, are we digging down again? Yep, looks like it. So it's partially like, I know there's a lot of people who, oh, there we go. There's another cavern, that's what I wanted to find. I know there's a lot of people who think that this game needs a bigger viewer base, but I will pose a statement that, yes, this game needs a bigger viewer base, but in order for it to actually achieve a bigger viewer base, uh-oh, there's a, something. A plump helmet, man. A small humanoid resembling a walking mushroom with arms and legs, and it lives underground near water and soil. Her exterior is purple. Huh. I've seen mushroom people, but I've never seen a plump helmet person before. Interesting. Well, hopefully we don't kill them immediately. Let's see what's in this lower one, if anything. I mean, there's a bunch of neutral plump helmet people. They're listed as wild animals. I wonder if I can make friends with them. Really? That says? Yeah, I mean, my first experience with Dwarf Fortress was actually, not that particular story, but just like reading articles about it. Back in 2009-ish. Interesting. Well, it doesn't seem like there's much more down here. So, I'm going to finish digging down to this. And I'm going to queue up... Actually, here. We'll just do this. Okay. So, I should be able to make up-down stairs here. Doesn't actually matter as long as we use blocks. Up, downstairs. Sure, granite works. Downstairs. Sure, granite works. Up, downstairs. Yes, granite works. I really hope that the plump helmet men are not aggressive. It'd be sad if I have to kill them. They're generally peaceful. Yeah, there's a lot of peaceful creatures in this game that then go and, like, steal your shit, so... I'd like them to be peaceful as well. I think we're actually going to populate this layer a little bit. I like this layer a lot more than the upper layer. But I'm going to continue putting bedrooms up on the other cavern layer. This is 48 layers down. This is pretty deep. Let's see what we can see so far. Ooh, there's water. It'll also give us lots of spider webs to... It's decently big. All right, well, let's get building, shall we? Guzzle or pull levers. Interesting. They're too dumb. Aw. Oh, mushroom people. As long as they don't interrupt things, I don't really care. They can just do whatever. There's something kind of awesome about little mushroom people. I don't know why, but there's something kind of awesome about it. They don't have a brain? Really? Fascinating. Let's see if there's anything else down here. By the way, as always, if anybody's confused at what you're looking at, feel free to ask questions, all right? Ponder eclipses. Ponder nothingness. Yes, true scholar. All right, well... Uh-oh. Inul has been possessed. A peasant has been possessed. Which one? Where are you? I don't see you. Ah, there you go. Peasant has been possessed. No thought center for movement. Interesting. All right, well, let's see what you grab. You claim the craft dwarf shop. Wood. Wood times 2. Wood times 3. They can join your civ as visitors. Okay, that's awesome. I seem to remember somebody talking about making friends with mushroom people in my chat at one point. Probably iron ore, I would guess. Okay. I think that's an uncut gem. Could be wrong. Not just wild ones? Yeah, that's neat. Yeah, no, I know they're a variation on animal people, but animal people are often pretty aggressive in my experience. The last time I found animal people, it was actually just, I went into a cavern and I was exploring the cavern, and then there was just this mountain of corpses. It was like 15 dead animal people and a whole bunch of dead, like, large cave creatures, like spiders and shit. It was very concerning. It was like, oh. This is just this random horror show I came upon. Never did find out what caused it. I guess they just got into a fight. But... This dwarf is kind of taking their sweet time, ain't they? kind of sad that they can be squished so easily. So they're pretty delicate then, hey? I mean, that's fair enough. Makes logical sense, I guess. I mean, we have plenty of mushrooms already. Why do I need to eat the mushroom people? Green zircon, smoky quartz. Man, if nothing else, we're super mineral rich. So any bets on what this dwarf makes? I think it's gonna be menacing with spikes of leather. This dwarf is grabbing leather. Whatever it is. I think it's gonna be a toy, probably, or a ring. Random wooden craft, yeah. I'm a little bit worried about what's going on down in that cavern, so I'm actually gonna go pay attention to that. I'm sure that dwarf will be fine. So I kind of want to get this stuff done. Panda backpacks. Panda branded backpacks. No, it's probably gonna be a craft. Does Dwarf Fortress have pandas in it? Is the better question, actually. If it does, I haven't encountered them. Because I'd like to see a were-panda. It does? Okay. I want to see a were-panda. Bamboo doesn't work very well, so they'll go extinct extremely quickly? Is that what you're trying to tell me? It's just like real life. Wait, no. Makes sense. It's a very Dwarf Fortressy thing. At least this area... Uh-oh. Dead Crundle? Crundle skeleton. Crundle blood. Ooh. Troglodyte blood. Maybe troglodyte versus Crundles? So there are troglodytes down here. We know as much. They die. Feels bad, man. Let's make sure I didn't dig down to another one. Whoa. Okay, hold on. What the heck? Oh, cobaltite. Shit. More ore. Feels good, man. Someone care to remind me what cobaltite is? An annoyingly useless ore? Eh. I mean, we have more magnetite than I know what to do with, so. It's blue, okay. And I guess I can smelt it. Oh. Hold on. How the heck did you get over here and why are you dead? I'm assuming that dwarf has been missing for a while? Okay, well, we're missing a fishery worker. Yeah. It's probably not you, but... Nope, that's Feb. Am I skipping him? I just want to know if he's listed as deceased or not. I don't see any fishery workers in here, though. That's what I was looking for. Yeah, I don't know. I might be, like, I don't see that name. Just an herbalist? Where? Oh, there you are. I see. You're right. Yeah, just missing. Interesting. Wonder how long that dwarf's been missing for. It's interesting, because you can't actually get into this area. Because it's blocked with a bridge. But yeah, no, guys, essentially, the thing about streaming Dwarf Fortress, you know, we were talking about how it's a hard game to stream because there needs to be more audience for it. Well, at the end of the day, if you want there to be more audience for this game, if you want to help me out, I do have a Reddit thread on the Dwarf Fortress subreddit where we can bring people in. Sometimes it helps a lot, sometimes it doesn't help at all. Last week it really helped. Like something like 21% of the people who watched the stream last week came in from that thread. So if you want to try and help, that is a way you can do that. It's a very small thing you can do. Aside from that, it's just, you know, lurk on the weekends. Even if you can't watch, just open the stream up and leave it open. It's like, I know some people have bandwidth caps. If you have, don't do that, but... It is the thing that helps this stream. What, for the subreddit? This game is like secretly one of the most well-known games ever made. I mean, this game is in the Museum of what? Modern Art? Okay, so we're gonna do both of those. Let me get this stuff cut out a little bit. And it also got a story in the local newspaper, or in Toadie's local newspaper, which Toadie is on record saying he's more proud of than the thing where it's in the Museum of Art. Here's my comment about this. The thing that I'm really looking forward to is a YouTube channel that I adore, No Clip Video. Apparently interviewed Toadie as well as a bunch of other people at which video game conference was it? GDC, Game Developers Conference. And I'm very excited to see that interview come out whenever they get around to editing it. Because they recorded 11 interviews, and I think they've done 4 of them. Toadie being one of the 11. So, still eagerly anticipating that, because No Clip does some really good stuff. How come there's no block down there? Oh, it's just because it hasn't been constructed yet? So we can get these bits worked on. Cool, there's actually a door down here now. It's not gonna, like, you know, save us from much, but... It's just the Drathalas up there from the looks of things. Uh-oh, what happened? Oh, hey, this guy finally began a mysterious construction. What the heck are you hauling? Butcher an animal. What the heck is that, though? Is that turkey? What are you hauling? Oh, giant cave toad. Butchering giant cave toad, eh? I mean, I guess we're the French now. Eating frog's legs, giant cave toad's legs. You know, I'll bet you those would be delicious. I'm not really one to speak to it, but... I'm not saying I've eaten toad, but... Oh, really? I feel like you need to be in a world with a lot of artifacts before they start getting interesting. I've been told they're very similar to chicken legs. I've never had them. Personally. Let's unsuspend that. We're gonna build that first. We'll build those. Once that corner piece is done, then I can do the other piece there. But yeah, no, genuinely just my goal with streaming Dwarf Fortress. Oh, hey! Humans! Tall people! Huzzah! A lot of items are inaccessible. I'm actually not sure why that is. They're like trying to collect items from like areas where they can't reach. Oh, hey, the water's... the like 2 times a year frame rate destroyer is about to happen. AKA the water's about to thaw out. Because we're in early summer. When we hit midsummer, the water will thaw. But we have human traders have arrived. Welcome, weird tall people. As we quietly dig deeper. Not quite greedily, but deeper. Oh shit! There's mushroom people coming in, I think. I saw one for a second. Oh, there he is. Let's see, are they coming up here? Oh, there he is. He's a mushroom person! They're just chilling in our fort. Plump Helmet Man. Maybe he's going back home. Partly has to do with living on a peninsula. Oh no, he's panicking! Oh god! Poor little Plump Helmet Man with no brain. Run away, buddy. You're safe up here. I really hope it didn't get injured. I don't know. I think that the plump helmet men are kind of sweet. Oh no, his right foot is broken. Something must have stepped on it. The poor curious little plump helmet person. Inul Azurvdabdem, the peasant has created Zirildulil, a wood earring. She claims it as an heirloom in the name of the family ancestor Adil Luld. tool. Hear that? Lulled tool. You know, that's worth quite a bit. 106,800? This is a wood earring. All craft dwarfship is of the highest quality. It is adorned with wood and encircled with bands of octagon cut yellow zircons and oval cut black zircons. This object is adorned with hanging rings of pecan wood and white opal, and menaces with spikes of pecan wood, all and dolomite. On the item is an image of 2 spider monkeys in yellow zircon. On the item is an image of modest petals in white opal. Of the modest petals, the white opal figurine of Kiaman in ropeweed. How do you do that? On the item is an image of giant Axoltus in sheep leather. Okay. Interesting. But yeah, no, like I was saying, kind of one of the main goals I have with streaming Dwarf Fortress is coaxing others into streaming it. And I know it's worked. A couple of my friends have gone back to Dwarf Fortress or tried it for the first time since I've started streaming it, so it's gonna be a slow grind, I think, but eventually others will begin to join me. That's funny though. Lulled tool. Alright, so let's do one more layer on this, and then we will bring... the stuff that we're gonna trade to where we're gonna trade them. Because we gotta trade with those humans. The humans. Yeah, exactly. Misk, you get it. You get it. The weird, lanky, tall people. Them and their long necks. They're like dinosaurs. Cool. That should be fine. I'm sure something will get suspended, but we'll deal with that when that happens. All right. Move goods to from depot. To my knowledge, we have a stupid amount of food. So I'm going to bring all of our large cut gems. I'm also gonna bring some, not all, but some of the small cut gems. We're also not gonna sell the trap components. Probably should make more mugs, actually. Maybe not everything, but I'll bring a few bins of just iron bars. They're just humans, though, so they're probably not gonna have that much. All right, yeah, we'll let that stuff come up. We can trade with them. And then another upstair right there. That's gonna be the beginnings of the big temple that I want to put outside up here. Let's see if we can catch the river thawing out. Although I'm sneaky. See down here? I just have this lovely stockpile. That's right above the river where I put all the corpses. And then when the river thaws out, all the corpses fall into the river and flow away. So I get to see how well that works. Because this will be my first time really testing it, so. Did you guys know that frog was addictive? Because I sure didn't. Also, it's gonna take forever for my dwarves to haul those bins, isn't it? Eh, they're bringing them up. I'll get them. Eventually. Heads up, chat room, investments are open. Peter's on it. 5 years clean, good. I'm glad. Please use your frog responsibly. All right, well, that stuff's getting hauled up. Bins just get hauled slowly in general, I think. So, Baron, are you starting to understand more what you're looking at? Also, if you need more clips, let me know. I got more. I made a clips only section on our secret team Discord. Yeah, no, last week on Reddit, for some reason, my Saturday post got like 50 upvotes for seemingly no reason. I didn't mention it once on stream. Oh, hey, look! Plump Helmetman's like, freedom! Good luck, little Plump Helmetman. Be safe out there. It's dangerous. Yep. Let me know if you need more clips when you have time. Looks like all the Plump Helmet men are just sodding off the surface. That's interesting. It's like, maybe it's a couple? Because there's two of them. It's a male Plump Helmet man and a female Plump Helmet man. Well, good luck, little Plump Helmets. But I see things that are in the game is pretty. So you're starting to see like kind of the absurdity details of it, because the absurd level of detail is what makes this game so freaking fascinating. Downstairs, that's what I want. Okay, so this is going to continue upwards. Because I want to build a temple to the Iron Sanctum up here. Actually, multiple temples to gods above ground. I know that might sound strange. Dwarves building above ground, but it's just something I want to do. This dwarf is going to die of thirst before they get there with the iron bin. There you go, humans. You're strong, right? You can carry iron bins. You'll be fine. Okay, let's request trader at depot. I'm finding gems above ground. This is insane. Actually, I find this insane. I don't know if you guys think this is crazy, but having never found gems above ground before, it's very odd. Yeah, no, at this point, for me in Dwarf Fortress, the only thing that really annoys me about people watching Dwarf Fortress is when people just dismiss it as bad because it is visually tricky. And that happens kind of an unfortunately large amount. Kind of unfortunately frequent. Oh, hey, Quick Smash. What's up, dude? I really liked the finale for Honeystoker. It was fun to watch. Finally got around to watching it last night. But I do get the... I'm just sitting here waiting for this river to melt. What time of year? Still in early summer? Also, it looks like my music ended. Feels bad. I'm just gonna listen to that album again because it's too good. Who get hacked? Oh, you. Oh, I see what you're saying here. Yeah, you are the best investor. Are you human? Limil? Gem Scraped. What kind of last name is Gem Scraped? What was your name? Lumal. Uh-oh. It's trolls. Wonder which layer they're on. We need to check that. What do you want? What do you want? I probably just flew past you. Oh, there you are. First one on the list. Go figure. What are you? Oh, you're a dwarf. Who are you? Can I poke you for a little bit? It's a scratchy voice. So do we let this dwarf study? I do have books. Yeah, sure. Why not? Although I find that I get more fights in my library than literally anywhere else in my fort. No actual reason, no knowable reason why. My only assumption is it's people trying to steal stuff from the library. Oh crap, there's a llama. I should pasture that. Yeah, there we go. But yeah, no, I do find a lot of people tend to write this game off purely because they take one look at it and they're like, this looks bad, and then they just peace out before I have a chance to show them a little bit. And that's the one thing that really tests my patience when streaming this game. These people that just pop in that are just like, this looks like bad RimWorld, and then they never come back. It's kind of like, come on guys, give it a minute. Just give it some time. But then again, I also have that same response when streaming RimWorld. People are like, this game looks ugly. And it's like, well, okay. There's too many graphics snobs out there, let me tell you. This must be how people feel when I talk about beer. They're just like, beer snob, I'm out. What, visually or just in general? I mean, mechanically, I can see that. I think they're different games, so I think it's actually unfair to compare the two. As somebody who has thousands of hours in RimWorld and a lot of hours, or not a lot of hours, but like, not nothing in Dwarf Fortress now. I think I'm probably getting close to around 400 hours in DF. Mechanically in general. Yeah, fair enough. I mean, like I said, they're different games. It's like comparing... It's like comparing Rust to StarCraft. You can build things in both of them. They're very different games. Like, you can kind of see the DNA of where they were inspired, or where DF inspired. It's hard to even call them the same genre. Yes. For me, it's hard to call Dwarf Fortress and RimWorld the same genre. Dwarf Fortress, I think RimWorld started off in the same genre, but it moved in a different direction. Like, RimWorld is more of a turn-based, or not turn-based, real-time tactics game with base building and mood management, whereas Dwarf Fortress is a world simulation. Like, yeah. Now, King Under the Mountain, I think, is in the same genre as DF. Like, they're both colony builders, but as games, they're both very, very, very different. King Under the Mountain, though, feels a lot closer to Dwarf Fortress. Kind of taking what RimWorld was doing, except actually trying to mimic Dwarf Fortress instead of just kind of using some ideas, which is kind of all Tynan did in Rim. He used some ideas and then just kind of expanded on his own terms from there. So we're building an above-ground set of temples. That's what I'm doing. With windows outside so I can see the fort. And look upon the glory that we have constructed. But I don't know. There's a lot of games right now that are coming out that state that they're inspired by Dwarf Fortress, and every single time I see one of them, I look at them sideways and go, no, not really. Like, I don't know. Especially some of the things I see getting kickstarted now. It's like, these look like cool games, but this looks nothing like Dwarf Fortress. I'm sorry. Like, genuinely. But then again, on some level, Minecraft came from Dwarf Fortress, so. Lumpy, it's good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Not entirely certain what design we're gonna do up here. We gotta do something interesting. So I've knocked down most of the up and down ramps up here. So I'm hoping getting up top here is gonna be tougher. How am I today? I'm doing all right. I get to see both of my sisters in the same room later today, which is weird because I haven't seen them both in the same room since 2017, so that'll be interesting. Both of them live out on Vancouver Island, and it's not super expensive to come over. It's just a long day trip. So they usually come over like for holidays, but my little sister didn't manage to come over for Christmas this past year. She was over like 3 weeks early. She was down in the States with her boyfriend's family. And so I haven't seen my sisters in a long time, so that'll be nice. Which means I get beer today, because we're meeting up at the pub, which is great. I love that that's just kind of where my family's at now. We don't see each other very often, but when we do, we just go to the pub, because, meh. Also, I feel the need to post this in chat again. If you're at all interested in roguelikes, like proper roguelikes, go download that free demo. Just gotta join their Discord server. That's a game I will probably stream. I've played it will stream, actually. Nope, there's no probably. I will stream it. But don't work on your old ass PC, feels bad. Did you just like putz around in Ubuntu for a bit and then give up? I might actually do a little bit of that tomorrow before DF. Might do that for a little bit tomorrow. This is actually going to end up just being the temple to vomit. because they come up here and then they puke. Okay. Where's my trader at? Seriously. Ah, gotcha. Your video card doesn't support it. Makes sense. Yeah, that would do it. What video card are you using, El Nesa? If you don't mind me asking. Also, no. Well, I'm gonna cut out this wall here and we'll just put in something else. Oh, wow. Yeah, that would do it. God, I haven't thought about 8600s in a long time. See, I look at the 770 that's sitting next to my computer and go, man, that graphics card's old, but like, man, you're wielding a dinosaur compared to that thing. Because I just have a 770 sitting next to my computer because I had a 770 and it decided to set itself on fire in my computer while I was streaming back in like 2016. So that was a memorable afternoon. Like I heard this snap sound and I looked down and there's like fire coming out of the side of my PC. What's even better, it runs a blue, yeah. What's even better is, probably would run Halo too, is nothing else in the PC was damaged. Fucking Roller Coaster Tycoon, right? Like, good lord, man. Goddamn broken Unity games setting my graphics card on fire. You know, it was the graphics card was probably going to go anyway. It's just ironic and hilarious that it went while we were playing a really bad Unity game that we were playing just to make fun of. Like, come on. Anyway, and I got the thing refurbished, right? Because it was still under warranty at the time, but I just decided that I needed a graphics card the next day. Because 2 days later a game was coming out, so I just went to the store and bought a 1060? No, 1070. Just a regular old 1070. Because the 1070s were pretty new, and so I just went out and bought one. No, I reviewed them, sent me a brand new one like 2 weeks later, so I have a brand new 780 Ti right next to my knee. That's just sitting there. If I build a streaming PC, or if I give my fiance a computer at some point, I'll just put that in there and be like, woo. But dude, a 960 is a pretty decent card. Isn't it 960's VR ready, right? Why people like Half-Life? It's nostalgia. It was an important game back then. It's not important anymore. There's a lot of games like that. So for the time, it was quite important. It's not particularly important anymore, but for the time, it was quite important. Kind of really tempted to make them out of iron bars, but it's not just nostalgia. No, the reason people like Half-Life so much is because Half-Life was a very important game for game design. The share is back in depression. It was a very important game for game design. It was the first game to have cinematic events in the world, which was, for the time, bloody revolutionary. Nobody had done that before. That was unheard of. Now it's like every single game on Earth does that, so it's not that big of a deal. But for the time, what Half-Life was doing was mind-blowing, right? So you have to look at it like that, right? For me, I love Half-Life because I love that era of shooter, and Half-Life is one of the best shooters from that era, right? And Half-Life, to this day, still has better storytelling in it than some modern shooters, right? So I'm one of those people. I love Half-Life. You know, I have Portal tattoos, and there are some... And that's the same world as Half-Life. It's one of the reasons I love Portal so much, is because, to me, those are kind of one and the same, universe-wise. I have problems with Valve, but I love that world. I love the world of Black Mesa. I love the world of Aperture Science. And I probably will continue to love that for the rest of my life. Mostly because time and place stuff, right? I will probably have Half-Life tattoos at some point. Yeah, no, that would make sense. That makes perfect sense. If you played Half-Life for the first time less than a year ago, yeah, no, totally. Everything that Half-Life does has been done better since then. Muthcat, the dog, was found dead. What happened to you? Uh-oh. Hold on. Oh, we're fighting. Oh, it's a dog fighting a giant mole. I'm too distracted. What's that? It's not purple. Oh, it's giant mole. Let's just send our spears down. Trumpets of action. Let's just clear some stuff out, shall we? Merchants will be leaving soon because my trader hasn't gone there yet. Poor dog was killed. It's okay, we'll remove this mole from existence. How did you manage that? Baron? There's just blood everywhere. I guess the mole's dying? I'm not actually sure what's happening here. Oh, I see. The dwarves are beneath it. Gotcha. That's dead. Perfect. Let's see. Are there any other animals down here that I need to deal with? Okay, those are on the troglodytes are on the upper level. Cave crocodile. Okay. It's a cave crocodile and a troll from the looks of things. Troll's on the upper level, so I don't need to worry about the troll. Wall paint. Yeah, we painted the walls red. I'm not a fan of this cave crocodile, though, so... but I think it's somewhere where we can't get to it. Let's just move the trumpets of action. We're actually going to station them down here. Let's just see. Also, can I trade with you yet? Nope. There's some really loud banging sounds outside. Almost sounds like fireworks. What the fuck? Oh, shit! Water's filling. How many Z levels do we have? Open space? Oh, geez. Should probably stop that, because that's gonna start overflowing in. I was unaware. I thought that the floodgates were shut. Shit. Pause. Lower flood A, lower flood B. Pull the lever. Pull the lever. Currently, it's still fine. Hasn't started overflowing into this lower level yet. But is high enough up that my pump is underwater. So should probably get those pulled sometime. It's okay, we just have a very, very, very full well. You know? There we go. So they're full, they are done now, so it's gonna stop flowing. Interesting. Let's see, did it take those bodies away? Yay, it totally did! I have a yearly corpse disposal. Sweet. All right. Let's see, where's my militaries at? I'll say they're over here. Wait, where's that cave crocodile at? Assuming we can still see it. Okay, no, we're just gonna do this. I want you guys to go kill the cave crocodile. Let's see if they can get to it. That's a good thing that you have a backup. Well, clearly they can. Get on them. There it goes. Not a problem. Let's do some more pest control. Yeah, they can't get to the trolls. Yeah, it looks like the merchants are just going back onto their journey, which kind of blows, but... Well, we seem to have done a nice, swift job of removing that crocodile from existence, so that's good. We're also going to throw floors in here. There. And there. Also, as always, thank you so much to everybody who is tuning in for the Dwarf Fortress stuff. Because I do enjoy these streams and I want to keep doing them. And I feel like I started saying this like twice today, but never actually finished it. My big goal with streaming Dwarf Fortress is I just kind of want to help convince my friends to stream Dwarf Fortress. You know, I'm part of several different stream teams, and I have several different, or a number of people that I know in the industry that are like, oh, you're streaming that. People can stream that? Like, even people that I know who stream this, or who stream frequently, are just like, wait, you can actually do that? So I'm just hoping that if I can, you know, continue to keep this viable for a little bit, maybe at least for myself, other people will at least attempt it. I think that's the concern, is so many people just don't even bother attempting it. So once we can get to the point where other streamers start attempting it, then we can actually grow this. Which will help me as well, but... Yeah, no, I can't count the number of times I've accidentally used delete all. Accidental delete all is like nightmare level. Terrifying when it comes to editing. I mean, I've done that before. It's like accidentally exit without saving. The two things you don't ever want to do. Accidental exit without saving and accidental delete all are the two nightmares. But yeah, no, the streaming this game is just a journey that I hope that people will continue to follow me on. You're gonna get into Aurora 4X? Good luck. That's not something you can do in a weekend, but good luck. Good luck to you. Control Z? Depends on what you delete. Some things you can undo, some things you can't. I know that, Misk, right? I know that. But there's some people who do, right? Like space stuff? There's also Ulit, if you want more first-person spacey stuff as well. Like if you want more fly a spaceship around-y spacey stuff, that'll run on ancient history computer. Ulit will do that for you. Oh, bringing the giant cave crocodile up. I'm assuming we're butchering a giant cave crocodile. Always wanted to eat giant cave crocodile. Let's make up, I don't know, 20 wooden cages. We'll make some cage traps down here. Endless sky? Here. It's Elite, aka like more modernly known as Elite Dangerous, but is the new version. But it's like an open source version of OG Elite. Also, I don't want to knock these walls down. Okay, now I'm concerned. I heard like loud bangs that sounded like almost like fireworks, and now I'm hearing a lot of sirens. I mean, I don't live in the greatest part of town, but like, I hope nobody died. It's very, very concerned, Doge, I'll just put it that way. I hope not. See, I kind of figured it was the thing next door, because next door is a pretty shitty nightclub, which has been closed down, and they're doing their big, we're demolishing the building party, but it's a historical building, so it's like a town event thing. So I kind of figured they were just doing something down there, but I don't know. I know they I walked past it this morning, they were setting up like a stage or something. The only space game you really care for are Stellaris, and I guess Spore, maybe Endless Space too. Okay, fair enough. Yeah, I guess Spore is a space game. I guess. Yeah, that's my concern. Like, it didn't sound like gunshots, but it was a loud bang. You know what I mean? Like, something maybe falling, it could be. So, I don't know. Still concerning, though. So, there's an open spot right there. My graphics card? I assure you my graphics card is not the cause of the bang. That you would have heard it. And now it came from outside. And then private towns. Bad sounds feel normal to you. Yeah, no, I know what you mean by that. I do certainly know what you mean by that. Just hacking out these little wall bits. Okay, let's just smooth everything from up here. All the way down to there. Priority number 1, please. Just gonna get all this stuff smoothed real quick. Actually, I'd also like to smooth all the way up. So let's just get all this done. All that's already done, sweet. So all the way up to there. Might as well just finish it all. All of the blood-soaked stuff all the way up. We need to do something interesting down here. Not sure what yet. We'll have to work on that. At least none of the water ended up like spilling out into my living area down here. There's just visible water right there now, which is fine. Maybe dwarves can go fishing. Oh, really? We've discovered a downward passage. We're on Z level 55. Where is the downward passage exactly? Hold on. Let's zoom out and look at this. This will make this much easier. Oh, I see. Up top there. I think. Spooky. Well, you know what? Let's send the military dwarves into it. Let's just wait for them. Let's just see what we can find down here. Seems like the appropriate thing to do, right? Find spooky downwards passage, send a bunch of spear dwarves in there. Something tells me it's the wise thing to do. It's probably the wise thing to do. What the heck is that? Is that a dead elf? A creeping eye. I'm sorry, what? The hell is a creeping eye? Hello, Ryan. Huh. I mean, I don't see any. All right. Rhinestone, how we doing today? Oh, there we go. Our dwarves seem to be showing up. Let's just wait for maybe 1 or 2 more dwarves. Let's go down, down, down. S, A. I'm gonna station them down here. Let's see what we find. Dead Crundle. So what's up with you, Ryan, then, if you could be better? Okay, and I will station them down here. We'll station them down here. Things are opening up. This goes real far down. I'm just waiting for it to open up more. Yeah, this minute left you wanting a more challenging Forex strategy game. Fair enough. I don't know. I wonder how challenging Aurora 4X is, because like I've heard a lot of things about Aurora 4X, and challenging isn't one of them. Everything people say about that game is that it's hard to learn. Uh-oh, there's blood. It's a little bit ominous. Giant ohm blood. Maybe it's something for my dwarves to wet their teeth on. More blood. Okay. We're exploring a cave, by the way. I getcha. Makes sense, Ryan. If you need to vent, feel free. If you don't want to, I get it. It's not just you, though. Enver had a similar comment. A friend of Enver's passed away of cancer. I was talking about that earlier in chat. It's been a tough weekend for a few people, I think. Pyrolusite. Interesting. Man, we've gotten far down, shit. I'm really hoping we're gonna find, like, open lava. That's my big hope. This is a really deep, like, cave. Maybe one of the deeper ones I've seen. There we go. We found another cavern. Perfect. Oh shit, it's just a pit. With, like, tiny little ramps going all the way down. That is deep. Holy crap. Alright, well maybe if I tell Squad A to go down to about here, that should give us enough vision to be able to see the bottom, I hope. I actually don't know if they can get down there. Yeah, I'm not certain that they can get down there. Well, they've got to be able to. Come on. Can I station them on a ramp? Let's find out. There we go. That's what I needed. Okay. So this is 138 Z levels down. This is really deep. Yeah. I mean, how many Z levels was that? Let's pause. 130. Fucking deep, dude. It's like 100 Z levels almost. It's like 80 at least. Wow. All right, let's zoom out, see what we can see. It's pretty expansive, that's for sure. It's scary because, like, there's this large area of open space there where, like, forgotten beasts could spawn. Oh, and then there's water at the bottom. I wonder if that's crossable. There's something dead down there. More crundles from the looks of things. Whatever this is. Another creeping eye, whatever the fuck a creeping eye is. Dead crundles in the tree. I guess the spooky thing to say is who says it's natural? Right? Let's see if they can make it over to this side. Let's see if I can station them over there. I don't know if I can. Oh no! I don't know if that's necessarily a lull moment, but... Or I don't know if I would lull at that myself. How do you like Embark? Or are you playing Dwarf Fortress and embarking in Dwarf Fortress? Okay, you know what? Let's actually, cancel station. Just let them head home. Because they don't seem to be able to get down there. But we know that that's down there now. Oh, okay. If you do it a couple times a month, then that's fine. With 40 free barrels. Oh, okay. Okay, that's interesting. Cool. And then are you just gonna disassemble the barrels, or are you just gonna use those barrels? Alright, well, I'm assuming all this has been dug out. Yep, it's also all been smoothed. For whatever it's worth, the sirens seem to have stopped, so... Well, let's dig out of there. I'm pretty sure that's messing with it. What's so sketchy about it? So this up here is going to be a temple. For reference. I'm not sure which god, whichever god is the most worshipped. I'm going to build several temples like this, above ground. It doesn't need to be well guarded or well defended. I'm just doing this because I can. These are going to be filled with gem windows. So Baron, were you able to find work? Because last time you mentioned that you didn't have any work until the end of the summer. Also, Rhinestone, I don't know if this will cheer you up, but here's a free thing that you should try. If you don't have that yet. certainly possible you've either already seen it or you've seen me screaming about it. That's something. Fair enough. But hey, at least that's something, right? B, capital Y, gem window. White opals. See, I'm so happy we have so many white opals because they make gem windows that look so nice. They're just plain white windows. You'll be removing backgrounds from sauce. That sounds really boring. I'll bet you the volunteer work that you're doing editing clips for a stream team is significantly more entertaining. Also, thanks for editing that one clip. It's better than I could have done. I kind of love this idea of just building above ground temples. I might also attempt a tower. We'll see. We'll see what ends up happening. Oh, I got some trees growing again. Should probably hack those down soon. Also, I'm gonna build us a wall over here. But I want it to be a big enough wall that things can't necessarily get to it, if that makes sense. I don't want things to be able to climb over it. Or I'd like to avoid things being able to climb over it if at all possible. I'm very curious to see what you come up with. I'm very, very curious. I'm like weirdly tired today. Like I'm yawning way more than I'm used to. And I don't actually know why. There's like no logical reason for me to be this sleepy, but I really am, so guess it is what it is. Let's see if we can spot anything. Oh hey, Crundles, would you look at that? And giant cave spiders. Okay, so Crundles are all the way down at the bottom here. They appear to be climbing. Yeah, there's a Crundle climbing the wall. Well, prepare for us to get constant interruptions from Crundles. Let's see where those giant cave spiders are. Oh, they're on the upper level. Okay. So to my knowledge, the upper level is actually the dangerous one. Heads up, chat room, investments are open. Man, Peter's on this. He's skulking around like crazy. Even the dwarves in their bedrooms, nice and quiet, can hear the pitter-patter of the giant cave spiders on the outer walls. Crawling. Scheming. Waiting. What's up, spooky thought? Do you think they can hear them? I think they can probably hear them. The crawling of the giant feet. Lightly tapping. Looking for a way in. At the very least, the giant cave spiders can probably hear the dwarves. That's not what I wanted. Just what facing? Yeah, right, though? I mean, imagine living in here, right? And there just being giant cave spiders elsewhere in other spaces. You know that they're there. They know that you're there. It's not like the dwarves can stop them. Should probably dig through this at some point. So we slowly dig this out. I just think it's interesting that that's the only level where there's giant cave spiders, and that they've all spawned in recently ever since all the dwarves moved in. Kind of making it my theory that they're there because they can sense the dwarves. You know, little swarm bodies that they can wrap up, quietly steal away, keep for a late night snack, you know? Or do you think that giant cave spiders roar? There's something about a roaring spider that I really don't want to think about. I like to think that giant cave spiders are kind of like Sheila. Just perfectly quiet. You know, just silent. Quietly prowling from place to place. Yeah, if they were to make any sound, I'd expect them to hiss, right? Sort of like a scarab beetle. Because they, like, big bugs tend to hiss, so hiss is probably the right direction to go with the sounds that they'd make. I mean, I've heard stories about what dinosaurs are supposed to sound like, but yeah. Like somewhere like halfway between a reptilian hiss slash roar. Like just like a big reptile hiss. Like small reptiles make the sound, but obviously a big reptile is gonna make a bigger or rather birds, you know. Whatever dinosaurs were. So I'm just gonna dump everything from this level. It's not food time for a while, kitty. I'm gonna go grab the, yeah, maybe clicking. Clicking could do it. It could make a little sound. I could see that. Be right back. 2 seconds. something like this. It's a little spooky.
But this is not the
Oh,
only.
jeez. Okay. Yeah, British man speaking. That's what dinosaurs really sound like. Yeah, it's a spooky sound. That's all I can say. That's a pretty spooky sound. Everybody's coming up to haul this stuff away. I love how there's just a depressed dwarf off in the corner. I'm sorry, friend. But yeah, no, this is just kind of a... Hi, Squig. How you doing? It's good to see you. Clearing them boulders out. Three eggs in a bowling ball casserole. I don't know what a bowling ball casserole is, but I'm hungry, so I could use one. I'll take two, in fact. That's good to hear, Squig. How you liking the new place? Or like, more accurately, how you liking living by yourself? Speaking of food, welcome back, Nasa. Yeah, I could understand why you'd be glad. Definitely sounds like a it's about goddamn time kind of thing. This one dwarf. These few sad dwarves that I have, I feel so bad for them. Like, I don't know if I'm supposed to feel bad for dwarves, but man, I feel real bad for them. Gotta make up on Baron. Wait. Oh, I see. You're like doing online lap times? Well, Ryan, if you're in between runs, you should download that thing I linked earlier. I'm just saying. You should download that thing I linked to you earlier. Trying to think, what other things should I put in this above ground temple, chat? Anyone have any ideas? So I have this temple, right? Trying to decide what I should put in it. Two seconds in front. Are you two just like trying to lap each other right now? Is that what's happening? Or are you guys actively playing together? Or are you guys just doing the qualifying? Instruments? I think I've got one unused instrument, to my knowledge. But yeah, this is an above ground temple, so because we have the below, the deep down below temples, and this is gonna be one of many that are above ground because we have this mountain, and dwarves need to hollow out mountains, in my opinion. So, meeting zone. Okay, so stop removing this zone. Assign location. Add location. Temple. We have 30 worshippers of Datan, 38 of Ushdish, 26 of the Armored Sanctum, 32 of Lemire. I don't know. Should we just go for most popular god? I don't know. What do you guys think? Because we could just go for most popular god. Totally a viable option. Fortifications. I already have glass on this, like over on the right side so they can look out. But I could make these into fortifications. I hadn't thought about that. There is no blood god. Well, I mean, there's this one, which I have no... which has no worshippers, which is basically the god of death and something. Oh, sorry, healing. And thraldom. There's the god of speech. Mercy and forgiveness, wealth, fortresses, metals, minerals, and jewels, which is the most popular. It's not a god, he's the god. Isn't the player Armok? We'll do that. The Diamond Cathedral. That's a good name. I think we'll do another one like right up here. And the one up here could be to the Armored Sanctum. So Armok is the god that the gods worship, right? If that's how I've always kind of understood it. Is you do not... Uh-oh. Been interrupted by cave crocodile. We're gonna go kill a cave crocodile. We gotta do some pest control. Uh-oh. Pulling a dwarf down in. Did the dwarf get out? Seems like the dwarf is working their way out. Oh no. Nomal the Miner. Who are you? He's shaken after a major injury. Our time in the enchanted land is so brief. Begone, fear. Brave dwarf. He's quite quick to heal. He's very flimsy. His right foot is cut open. That's not too bad. He's got a foot injury, so like, seems like the cave crocodile grabbed him and dragged him in. Oh, crocodile seems to be piecing. Dwarf's still there. Hoping somebody comes to rescue. Where's the crocodile at? Okay, crocodile seems to just be diving. AKA, so Armok is your CPU then. Assuming someone's gonna come and rescue. Maybe that's our rescue right there. Come on. There we go. Carrying the dwarf. Let's get that rescue party out here. Poor little guy. Uh-oh, there's another one. Maybe it's the same one. Yeah. Looks like the cave crocodile is in hot pursuit. Unless there's multiples. Here comes the military. Oh, pff, wow, and it's dead. It's a miner that attacked the cave crocodile. Okay, so my miner originally attacked the cave crocodile. And it just seems like an iron battle axe. Monster Slayer hacks the cave crocodile in the upper body with her iron battle axe. The injured part is cloven asunder. So literally just like hit the upper body and hacked it in half. An artery has been opened by the attack. A tendon in the middle spine has been torn. Literally just hacked it in half, I think. Like just ran up to it and just hit it with the battle axe and just split in two. Ooh, there's blind cave ogres. Where are those at? I should see if I can kill the blind cave ogres. Hold on. Okay, there's a bunch of blind cave ogres. All right, this is a test of my military might here. Let's just wait a little bit. We're gonna fight some ogres, I think. Yeah, because this is on the upper level. There they are. Those moving zeros are the blind cave ogres. They're in the twisted back caverns. These guys are actually kind of threatening. You know, let's just do this. It's that? Nope. Okay. We're going to kill that blind cave ogre. Or we're gonna try and kill it. Let's hopefully not lose any dwarves in this fight. We're gonna follow the blind cave ogre. There's two of them. Here come the dwarves. Pray for my dwarves. Oh, it's a pretty bloody battle. Looks like we've got one injured dwarf. Dead dwarf. However, we're tussling now. Blind cave ogre is fighting. Is Zaster to PC and just let it run 24/7? No, I would get banned from Zaster. Yeah, it looks like we've got a couple of dead dwarves. Clerk has been found dead. Yeah, it looks like the keys of igniting didn't do so hot. But they were also the less skilled group. What are you doing here? You're just a recruit. You're supposed to be attacking the cave ogre. Why are you not doing that? Well, thanks for watching the daily ad, man. Here comes more military dwarves. Just fighting with the damn thing. Yeah, they just seem to be hitting it with the shields and bruising it and bashing it. They're attempting to kill these two ogres. At least they killed the one. You kill that one. Also, this one I think is named Astasacat. Astasacat, the cave ogre. Yeah, Keys of Igniting took a lot of losses, but that was mostly recruits. They seem to both be knocked down. I'm not actually sure what's going on here. I'm hoping that the military dwarves will just come in and finish them off. I'm not sure what all the civilians are doing around here. It does though, right, Ryan? I've played it at every single PAX. So it's one of those games that I've been watching for a long time. Okay, here come the legendary spear dwarves. Or the spear masters, rather. Oh, this is a bad time. This is a really, 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 really bad time. I see beak dogs, goblins, and dwarves, and trolls. This is a really bad time. Shit. Okay. Well, on the bright side, everybody's below the surface. A vile force of darkness has arrived. All right. All right, so here's how we're going to do this, right? Game is paused. We need to turn on burrow 1. So everybody's going to cancel out what they're doing and head downstairs. Let's see how big this vile force of darkness is. Seems to be a lot of goblins. And I need to test some levers for the first time, I guess. But I need everybody to be inside first. It's a lot of beak dogs. Beak dogs are like birds that they ride. All right, so here's what we're gonna do, right? Looks like they must have killed both of them because they're... Oh my word, what are they doing? Oh, we have a lot of dwarves that are outside hauling boulders. Oh man. What's my fortress wealth at? Whatever that number is. 1.4 million from looks of things. That doesn't look like that bad of an invasion though. Like, yeah, they're all goblins, but... Hold on, let's look. It's a lot of... There's not that many trolls. It's like, what? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 trolls. And then just a whole bunch of goblins. Like, 1 page of goblins and half a page of trolls and beak dogs. Like, the fact that they're mounted is a little bit scary. The one thing that really has me nervous is the fact that I did just lose. You one of the invaders? Nope, that's some baroness, apparently. They don't seem to be mounted on the beak dogs, it's just beak dogs. See if I can spot their commander. What, and kill the commander? I think we'll do that once once soldiers are inside. Or once people are inside. Come on, guys. I need this dwarf right here. Right there. The bone carver. To get through the gate. And then we can start worrying about stuff. The bright side, the siege seems to be moving relatively slowly. Like I said, it's not that bad. We can probably fight this, depending on where we end up fighting them. Assuming all my dwarves get up here. Uh-oh, there's like some moron with a book running in. This is our first siege of this fort, so... You love how chill this channel is? I mean, you're chill, I'm not. I'm not. This is terrible. So I told all of my military dwarves to station, and I've got 4 here. Like, and we've got our first dead dwarf. We've got multiple dead dwarves. This is it. The fighting better begin. So pray for my dwarves, friends. Let the combat begin. Let's zoom in a little bit more that we can. And I'm just gonna systematically fight them as they come through. And we're going to just watch these battles. Looks like my spear dwarves aren't having too much of a hard time. But there's only like 1 here too. There's a spear and an axe dwarf. We're fighting these trolls. Here they come. That's like 4 trolls down? Ish. Beak dogs incoming. We're fighting with the beak dogs. Beak dog dead. We're gonna station my military right here. And this is why I'm really happy that my military's, they're not coming over this side, are they? Doesn't look like it. Yeah, they're just coming through the front, so the front door is working as intended. There's only 1 military dwarf up here. Literally just 1. He's like, who is this anyway? This better be a named dwarf. This is Impale, by the way. Impalification, if you're here. You're literally single-handedly defending the fort right now. It's okay, you do have backup incoming. You're in martial trance. You're just fighting. We are following Impale. The fight has begun. It's in full force. We're fighting them at the corner, right next to the gate. You are a spearmaster. You're still in combat. For the fortress. Fight strong, Impale. We've mauled a whole bunch of beak dogs. We're actually hitting goblins now. Let's see how you're doing, Impale. If I can find you. There you are. You're terrified while in conflict. You're afraid after experiencing trauma. You are married. You're 148 years old. Your left arm is bruised. So you've experienced a bruise, but aside from that, you're doing all right. How's the rest of our dwarves doing? Hobo. How's Hobo doing? Hobo the wrestler, who's terrified currently. These injuries, I must not succumb to fear. Oh, you're pretty injured. Hobo's pretty injured, but we'll continue following Impale. There's actually like... What's your kills currently? 2 notable kills. You've killed 2 notable trolls. Aside from that, it's a bunch of troglodytes. Some cave trolls. Yeah, okay. I'll follow you. Arrows are flying. There isn't much more we can do. It's all out to the races now. Still fighting strong. Hobo seems to be downed. You're in a martial trance. Or you were in a martial trance. You're not fighting with anything. You're just kind of moving around now. Whoop, killed another beak dog from the looks of things. Taking out the beak dogs. There's a mess of goblins right at the front gate now. I'm just seeing beak dogs falling over. I'm seeing a few more axe dwarves kind of piecing out, actually. What are you guys doing? Okay. Let's try and just kill a specific goblin now, instead of station. Let's continue following Impale, who's still midst of combat, fighting with a goblin now. Pretty heavily injured. You're actually downed. Oh no. I think Impale's gone. Yep. Impale's been found dead. What was the last thing you fought? Tis but a flesh wound. You're literally dead, man. Spear Dwarf, what was the last thing that you were recorded fighting? I think you got hit by an arrow. I saw an arrow flying in your direction. I'm losing all of my fighting dwarves now. But if they win this siege, it's worth it. We'll see if we win this siege, maybe. We have to win the siege first in order for you to get a fancy tomb. But yeah, no, I would love to give you a fancy tomb if you survive. Keyword here, though, is if you survive. There's just arrows flying everywhere. It's a mess. Who's still alive? I don't even see any standing. There's a Spearmaster right there who has 2 kills. Neither of them are notable. We'll follow you. You're just dodging arrows everywhere. Soldier currently has no activity. He's just in combat. He's been downed. Dead. Yeah, we're getting creamed. Yeah, looks like you're going down too. What's still left? That's the real question. There's like a page of them left. Most of them are gone, but most of my military is dead too. And I can't even see what's left. Yeah, it looks like they're just killing the down dwarves that are left. There's goblins running in. Is the fortress sealed? The fortress is sealed. Nothing shall enter. How many military dwarves do I have left? I've got 2 axe lords left, 2 spearmasters left, 3 wrestlers, and 1 recruit. The big problem was this siege happened right when we were all as far underground as possible. Well, this is a pity. This is a massive pity. Oh, hey, siege is over, though. Looks like they are, leaving. I shall open the gates. We'll see what we can remedy from this situation. We have lost a lot, though. Unfortunately, we have indeed lost a lot. They hit us at a really bad time. We were hauling boulders. I know what I'm gonna do, though. I have an idea for next time. There we go. Who's ready for the panicking, chat? A lot of wounded goblins are stumbling away. So we do still have 4 left in the trumpets, and the keys of igniting have 3 dwarves left. Well, unfortunately, it didn't go as well as I wanted. And chat room, I don't want to sound negative when I say this, but this stream's been a lot quieter than I wanted. So I think we're gonna call it a little bit early today. Just do a little 4-hour stream. It's been fantastic though. There's been 40 people here consistently, which is fantastic. And I do have some things I need to get done today before I head out to meet my parents. So I was planning on doing it about 5 hours today, but looks like we do still have some military dwarves left. I see them running around, so. Although they're probably relatively traumatized. We'll do cleanup tomorrow when we stream this again. Sound good, everybody? So yeah, I think that's it for me today on the fort. Big thank you, seriously, to everybody who did tune in today. I do have to keep the streams a little bit shorter when they're a little bit quieter. So, tomorrow we will do cleanup. Tomorrow will probably be a longer stream in general. Hopefully, assuming turnout is better. Oopsies. I don't know what that is. OBS really doesn't like when I stream Dwarf Fortress.